I'm Rose Erin Vaughan, and this is The Science of Self. Let's start with the Om sound, together 3 times. Start the practice by moving with the breath. Come onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips. And you'll start in a neutral position. So you'll have your spine long. You want to extend from the tailbone, the tip of the tailbone, all the way through the crown of the head. If your spine is long, you'll be looking down at the floor. Allow the abdomen to contract a little bit, bringing the navel into the spine. And then begin to move with the breath. Inhaling, lifting the sit bones, look up. And exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone under, drop your head. Keep going, inhale. Moving the entire spine. And exhale, round your back. Push the middle of the back up to the ceiling. Inhale, open. Drop the middle of the spine down, lift the sit bones, look up, and exhale. As you continue to move with your breath, pay attention to the entire spine and notice if there's any places that don't move. So usually the neck is very mobile, and the middle of the back is a little bit more stuck. So try to move the middle of the back or the part of the back behind the heart. Keep moving with your breath, inhaling completely and exhaling completely. Every single vertebrae moving. Moving as a whole, the entire spine. Let's do 3 more, inhaling, exhaling. And then return to neutral, lengthening the spine. Take your right hand and grab your left ankle or foot. And then kick back like a bow pose. Point your toes and send your foot a little bit higher. Use the strength of your leg. Kicking back, higher. Use the breath. Now opening the chest. And release. Other side. Left hand to your right ankle, stretch. Point your toes, kick your foot higher, open your chest, and use the breath. Release. Now turn your fingers the other way. So if you have wrist problems, you can skip this part and keep your fingers pointing forward. Otherwise, point your fingers towards your toes and feel your arms spiral out a little bit. And as you do that, maybe you can feel your scapula pushing the heart forward. We're going to do the breath again, this time focusing even more in the heart. Inhale, lift your sit bones, look up. Exhale, round your back, pushing the back of your heart up towards the ceiling. Keep going with your breath, inhaling, scooping the shoulder blades forward to open the heart. Keep going with your breath. We're stretching the forearms also, and these are some of the channels, the pathways. These help open the pathways that relate to the chest and the heart. Let's do 2 more. Now turn your toes under and press back like a downward facing dog. And then flip your wrists so your fingers are forward. Walk your feet forward between your hands. Bend your knees slightly. Relax your abdomen, grab your elbows and hang forward. Feel the abdomen relax. Feel the organs relax. And then roll up. Let's do the stretches for the pathways in the upper body. So we'll start with the lung channel, reaching out through the thumbs. When you do these stretches, you want to extend through each finger, in this case the thumb, until you feel sort of a tingling, tugging, pulling, maybe a burning stretch. These are fascial stretches. This is opening the lung channel through the thumbs. So you want to feel the stretch from the thumb right here to the upper chest. So keep your shoulders relaxed and your spine neutral. Instead of arching the back, keep the spine neutral, shoulders down. We'll hold each of these stretches for about a minute and use the breath as you breathe into the very top of the chest, the top of the lung, all the way up to the collarbones. Each breath intensifying the stretch through the biceps and out through the thumbs. Okay, let's do the large intestine channel now. We'll start on the right side. Point your right index finger to the right, and then turn your face to the left. Now you should feel this stretch up across the front of the shoulder, through the throat, and maybe even into the face. Remember to use the breath to intensify the stretch. Shoulders down and relaxed, spine neutral. If you want to increase the stretch, now bring your chin towards your left shoulder. This is going to stretch even more through the scalene muscles. Good. Now let's do the other side. Point your left index finger to the left and turn your face to the right. As you point, you'll feel the stretch come up across the shoulder. And then if you want to bring your chin down, you'll feel even more stretch through the throat here, the scalene muscle, all the way down the front of the shoulder, right through the finger. Okay, the next stretch is the pericardium stretch. Push out through the center of the palms. It's important not to bring your shoulders up. So as you release your shoulders down away from your ears, your shoulders should move further apart. That's going to make your chest wider, your shoulders wider. Pull your fingers back. Sometimes it's difficult if you have tension in your forearms. Pull your fingers back, push through the palms. Here, if your elbows hyperextend, bend them a little bit and see if you can feel this extension come from deep inside the chest. Now, keep the spine neutral and take a few breaths into the center of the chest, all around the heart, opening up. We're opening the sides of the heart. As you push through the right palm now, subtly feel more opening on the right side of the heart. And as you push through the left palm, subtly feel more opening on the left side of the heart. Releasing tension around the heart. And release. Now reach your fingertips down behind you. Make sure your shoulders are down and back, so not forward, but down and back. Fingertips reach straight down like you're going to touch the back of your heels. The top of your chest lifts, and then drop your chin down. Make sure you're not arching your back. Keep your spine neutral, chin down. Keep reaching your fingers down even more. And if you want to intensify this stretch, you can roll your head side to side. Don't lift your chin. Keep your chin down, ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Opening the upper trapezius. And release. Now reach your arms up into a pitchfork position. This is the heart channel, the heart meridian. Make sure your upper arms are parallel to the floor. In this stretch, we're going to deepen the armpits. So the heart channel comes out right here. It starts here, it goes into the little finger. So you want to let the scapula scoop around to the sides, and that's going to feel like it's deepening your armpits. Now, turn your palms to face the ceiling, fingers pointing in. Not like this, like this. As you do that, maybe you'll feel a stretch through the little finger, through the ulnar nerve. Keep the spine neutral, armpits deepening, and breathe right into the center of the chest, deep inside the heart. Connecting there, opening there. If you want to take this deeper, you can bring your little fingers towards the top of the shoulder, or bring your thumbs to your forehead, fingers pointing down, armpits deep. And release. Stretch your arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Seal your wrists together completely, palms touching. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you and fold forward. Make sure when you fold forward that your wrists stay together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and push your shoulders towards your ears. Now move the breath into the back of the heart. This is the small intestine channel. It actually relates to the back of the heart. Now release, sweep your arms up. This is the last one, stretching up through the little finger. Spiraling the arms out, point the elbows forward and reach up through the little fingers. Now bring your palms to your upper back. If possible, get your elbows behind your head. Tuck your chin, push your head back. If your shoulders are tighter, you may not be able to get your elbows behind your head, but that's okay. Just keep reaching down and spiraling the arms outward. Bring your hands together at your heart. Let's do the Kali Namaskar. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back. And lower knees, chest, chin to the floor. Walk your knees in. And stretch your chin forward, trying to get the throat on the floor. In the beginning, most of the weight will be in the center of your chest. So push the center of your chest into the floor and keep breathing. A steady stream of breath in and out. Now slide forward into Cobra. Press your hips down into the floor and arch back. Hips down, throat open. Downward facing dog. Now raise the left leg, point your toes. Make your left leg straight. So first squeeze the knee straight and then stretch. Stretch all the way from your toes, one long line through your fingers. Relax the abdomen. Keep breathing. Connecting to the organs, relaxing the abdomen. Now step forward, warrior one. Turn your back foot flat and make the back leg strong. Hips facing forward, reach your arms out. Open into warrior two. Here we're going to push out through the center of the palms, just like we did for the pericardium stretch. Relaxing the shoulders down, make the shoulders and chest wide. Sink down, make your hips wide. Now reach forward, Ardha Chandrasana. So you want to balance on your fingertips or your palm, open to the side. Try to stack your right hip on top of the left. If you want to go deeper, bend your right knee and grab your foot or ankle. Kick and open the chest. Steady breath. Now keep your leg up, bring your hands down, and twist to the left. Open your chest. Again, either stay here or bend your right knee, grab your foot, kick back, and open the chest again. Making the legs strong, increasing heat inside the hip joint. Now bring both hands down to the floor. You're going to straighten the right leg and then bring your foot to the ceiling. Standing split. So first squeeze the leg straight, point your toes, then squeeze the right side of your butt to bring the foot higher. Bring your face towards your shin and the top of your head to the floor. In this posture, both legs will be very strong. Contracted. Now, very gently, gracefully land in a high lunge. Your back heel stays off the floor. I'm going to make the back leg very strong. Squeeze the back leg straight. Squeeze the right side of your butt. You could check and see if it's contracted. Sink down and then reach your arms up. Stay with it. Lean back, back leg strong. Now bring your hands down by the front foot for pyramid fold. Slide your back foot in a little bit and turn your toes out to the side. Find out where your hips are. So don't come down crooked. Make sure your sacrum is directly forward and level with the floor. Then fold forward. You could keep your front knee bent. By pressing through both big toes, you'll feel an inward rotation of the thighs. This is going to help you balance. If possible, reach for your back leg. You could hold your shin or your knee or your thigh and use the strength of the legs, the big toes, for the balance. Now, round your back, bring your forehead to your knee, and press your forehead into your knee. Keep pressing through the big toe. And then bring your hands down. Step back into plank. Let's do the side plank. On the right hand, side plank. Or if you know Vashisthasana, you can push your hips up like a back bend. Maybe raise your left knee. Return to the center. Now on your left hand, side plank. Or Vashisthasana. Release, back to the center. Now again, lower knees, chest and chin to the floor. Stretch your chin forward, walk your knees in, interlace your fingers, and raise your arms over your head. If the breath is strained, then back up a little bit. Make sure that you can breathe comfortably, even if it's compressed a little bit. Breathe through the nose. Keep the breath calm. And focus in the base of the throat. Working in the sacral chakras, but also in the throat and the connection of those two areas. Bring your hands down and slide forward into cobra. Press your pubic bone hips down into the floor and stretch your chin back, lifting the top of the chest. In cobra, you want to have your elbows bent unless you're very flexible. Keep your elbows bent and into the sides, shoulders down and back. You can see the collarbone should be about straight across. Now press back into downward facing dog. Raise the right leg, point your toes. Make the right leg straight, and then stretch from your toes through your fingers. Now step forward, warrior one. Push the back leg, back foot flat to the floor, and make the back leg strong. Open into warrior two. Push through the palms, working to open the sides of the heart, the chest. Make the hips wide and the chest wide. Now, Ardha Chandrasana. Reaching forward, balance on the fingertips or the palm. Standing legs strong, open to the side. Stay there or bend the left knee. Grab your foot or ankle and open your chest. Stay steady, calm breath. Keep your leg up and twist to the right now. Again, stay here or bend your left knee, then grab your foot. Kick back and open your chest. Now keep your leg up, bring both hands down. Stretch your left foot straight up to the ceiling now. First, make your left leg straight. Point your toes, and then squeeze the left side of your butt to raise your foot higher. Bring your face to your shin and your head to the floor. Okay, land in a high lunge. You're going to make the back leg strong. Push back through the back heel. Try to straighten your back leg and maybe squeeze the left side of your butt. This is going to help open the front of the left hip. Then reach your arms up, lean back. Strong legs. The more you can strengthen your back leg, the easier it is to lean back. Good. Bring your hands down by your front foot for the pyramid fold. Slide your back foot in a little bit, turn your toes out to the side, and notice where your sacrum is. Always, if you don't know where your sacrum is, you can touch it and find it. And fold forward with your hips about level. You can always keep the front knee bent if you need to. And then press through the big toes. As you do that, feel the inner thighs strengthen and activate, giving you the balance that you need to reach for your back leg. Then round your back, forehead to knee. Use your thighs, your big toes to balance. Place your hands down and step back to plank. On the left hand, side plank or Vashisthasana. So in Vashisthasana, you want to push the hips up and make the lower half of the body into a bridge, a strong arch. That way you have more mobility in the right side or the upper side of the body. Now return to the center. And on the right hand, side plank or Vashisthasana, push the hips up like a back bend. Make the lower half of the body strong. The right hand and the right leg and hand. Maybe raise the left knee or leg. Return to the center, plank. And this is the last time for knees, chest, chin. So lower down, knees, chest, and stretch the chin forward, focusing in the base of the throat. So there's a couple variations you can do here. Walking your knees in a little bit more. You could grab your ankles, or if you're more flexible, you can stretch your arms forward, getting the base of the throat down on the floor. You want to press your fingers down so that the wrists come up, and then get your armpits on the floor. Good. So she's very flexible. If you're less flexible, I would keep your fingers, your wrists down, and just work on pressing the upper back down into the floor. Keep the breath steady, never strain the breath. Now, bring your hands into Cobra position and slide forward into Cobra. You can try an option of King Cobra here. If you like, maybe bend your knees, separated knees. And bring your feet and head together. And downward facing dog. Raise the left leg. Bend your knee and open to the side now, looking through the armpit. From here, if you like, you could drop into the wheel. Or stay there, just for a few breaths. And return downward facing dog with the left leg up. And step forward for Kapiyasana. Here, think about the center of the body and try to draw everything into the center. The front knee comes in, press through the front big toe, and then stretch back through the right side big toe. We're opening the stomach channel, actually. Sink the hips down and forward. And then bring your hands to your knee and lean back. Keep reaching back through the right big toe. The stomach channel comes up the whole front of the thigh through the front of the hip. So push the hips forward towards the left heel. Push the torso back. If you're flexible, you can bring your fingertips down. And then lift the chest and release your head back. It's important in practicing this pose that you recognize the connection to the organs. So you're not only stretching the muscles and joints, but you're requiring some movement in the organ level, in the intestines, in the lungs. Feel that your organs can lift and slide, allowing some freedom, more freedom on the deepest level of the chest and throat. And release. Now bend your right knee and just for a minute stretch the thigh, opening the quadriceps. Bring your heel towards your butt, and if possible, lean back so that your toes come towards your ribs. Relax the thigh muscles. Use the mind to command the body. Release. There are many variations of Kapiyasana. In some, if you're less flexible, you can just keep pulling your foot towards your butt and lean back. Maybe you could slide your foot into your elbow, stretch your left arm up, and touch your fingers. So that's one option. If you want to work more on the heart level, because this is really opening the stomach, if you want to bring it into the heart, you have to bring the arms and shoulders. So advanced students can do Kali Mudra and lean back like this, keeping your wrists together. Maybe bring your foot towards your head. But if you're less advanced and you want to work on that, you can do the small intestine stretch, bringing your elbows behind your head and your arms to your upper back. Push your head back to open the back of the heart. And release. Let's twist. Slide the back knee in a couple inches. Have a square here. Raise the right arm up. Now we're stretching the side body. This is the gallbladder channel. Feel the ribs spread apart and then twist shoulder to the knee, if possible. Draw your rib cage across the thigh. You can have your palms together or bind your arms under your thigh. Keep twisting around. Twisting, opening the chest. Almost like you're doing a little back bend here. Now use the breath. And release. Bring the move right into the lizard pose. So bring your hands to the inside of the left foot. Bring your right elbow down. And then your left elbow down. At least your right elbow should come to the floor. Keep sinking down. Relaxing the left hip. Stay here or walk your foot forward a little bit. Try to get your shoulder under your knee. Relax your head down. Go as far as you can. Chin, chest, abdomen on the floor, and reach your arms out to the side. Stay in the posture. Allowing the body to sink down with each exhale. For 3 more breaths. Now come up a little bit. Get your shoulder under your knee. This is an optional transition that will help build strength. Try to raise your front leg. So my knee is resting on my upper arm. To move into Kandanyasana from here, shift the weight forward and lift the back leg. Then either go into the chin stand or step back to the floor. Upward facing dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Now, raise the right leg, bend your knee, and open to the side. Look for your armpit. You could stay here or drop into the wheel. Go ahead. And return, downward facing dog with the right leg up. Step forward, Kapiyasana. Alignment in this posture is very important. So bring the front knee into the midline, everything into the midline. And we're working on the left side, so stretch back through the left big toe. Sink the hips down and forward, opening the whole front side, front left side of the body. Bring your hands to your knee to lean back as the hips move down and forward, or fingertips to the floor. Lift your chest, feel the organs moving, sliding up, relaxing. Lift your upper chest and release your head back. Opening the stomach channel. On all levels. Release. And bend the left knee just to stretch the thigh. Bring your heel towards your butt. Gently relaxing the quadriceps. Lean back a little bit, ribs towards your toes. Use the breath. And release. Let's return to some variations of Kapiyasana. Any variation that you did on the other side, maybe hooking your fingers together. For more advanced students, Kali Mudra, or placing your hands on your upper back to open the back of the heart. Push your head back. And release. Let's twist. Slide your left knee in a couple inches. And we'll stretch the side body first. Stretching up Opening the whole side body and ribs, gallbladder channel, and then twist across. The twisting opens the gallbladder and liver also. Palms together or bind your arms. Keep twisting the rib cage around the length of the spine, breathing into the chest, opening the heart. And release into the lizard. Bring your hands to the inside of the foot. Left elbow down. Hopefully your right elbow comes down also. And then you can go into the advanced variations, walking your foot forward a little bit, shoulder under your knee, head down, chin, chest, abdomen. Use the breath, specifically the exhale will open any tension. So with each exhale, the body sinks down, relaxing, releasing. And release, come up a little bit. And try the transition for strength, shoulder under your knee. Raise the front foot. You could step back from here into plank or shift forward, Kandanyasana, and maybe chin stand. Vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Bring your forearms to the floor. Just for about 20 seconds, practice dolphin or forearm stand or any inversion that you practice. Go upside down. If you don't know forearm stand, you can just walk your feet in so your hips come over your shoulders. And then raise one leg. And then the other. And return to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Just like Kapiyasana. Now we're going to work on the front split. So you want to keep the front knee bent. It's just like Kapiyasana, opening the right side of the body. It's like the stomach channel on the right side. As you sink down your hips, push the left heel forward and pull your toes back until you can sink all the way down. Then you can extend the front leg. Try it like that. Make sure your hips are facing forward. Engage, squeeze the right side of your butt and the left thigh. Raise your arms if you come down. Now release. Bend your front knee or pigeon. If you're less flexible, bring your heel in by your hip. Otherwise, gradually bring your heel out. Try to get your hips level. Don't roll too far to the left, and then relax. Rest forward. Find a position where you can rest your head down. We're only going to hold for about 30 seconds. In the deeper stretches, you want to emphasize the exhale. And in the exhale, the diaphragm relaxes. So So feel the diaphragm as you exhale. Relax. This is in the solar plexus. Relax, and the diaphragm moves up into the lungs as the air exits the nostrils. If you can relax your diaphragm, then everything else will relax. The pelvic floor relaxes, and the hips. And release. Push back into downward facing dog. Now step the right foot forward. Just like Kapiyasana again. Working towards the front split, walk your front foot forward, keeping the knee bent. Push out through the heel and pull your right toes back as you sink your hips down. Think of opening the left side of the body. Sinking down, pushing the heel forward, pull your toes back. If your hips come down, then extend your front leg. Contract the right thigh and squeeze the left side of your butt to realign the hips directly forward. Now release and bend your left knee, setting up for pigeon. Find the position where you can have your hips about level, not rolling too far to the right side here. Keep it in the center. And then fold forward in a position where you can rest. So relax your head down. It's important that you're able to relax all of the parts of the body and then only focus on the parts where the tension remains, maybe in the hips or the thigh around the pelvic floor. And remember the exhale. Lengthening the exhale as the diaphragm relaxes all the way up, pushing the air out, releasing the breath. And release, downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Bend your knees and roll up to standing. Step your feet apart. And bring your hands to your hips. You can have your toes angled in a little bit. Focus on the sit bones. The sit bones are right under the crease of the buttocks. If you press under in the crease of the buttocks, you'll find two bones. Those are the sit bones. So as you fold forward in this posture, you can bend your knees if you have tight hamstrings, otherwise straight. Focus on sticking your sit bones out as far as possible and allowing them to spread apart. Come down with a flat back. Feel the sit bones spread apart, deepening the hip crease, push the sacrum forward, and then release your head down. If your head touches the floor, then push your head down into the floor and lift the sit bone, the tailbone straight up. Extend the tailbone and spread the sit bones. You can spread your feet apart a little bit more so that your head can touch the floor. Focus on lengthening the spine. The abdomen will relax here. The strength has to be in your legs. So if your legs are straight, contract the thigh muscles. Feel the energy rising up the thigh, especially the inner arches, the inner thigh, and then cascading down the back so the spine is actually relaxed. Abdomen, organs relaxed, and actively push the top of the head into the floor. Now, raise your head, bring your hands to the floor and look forward. Then walk your feet apart. Focus in the pubic bone, right in the center, front of the pelvis. As you slowly lower down, hover above the floor. If you can, come all the way down. And stay focused in the center. Allow the heels to spread apart, away from the inner knees, extending away from the center, the pubic bone. If you're not all the way down, then come to sit on your sit bones. Bring your hands behind you to start. And roll a little bit to the back of the sit bones. We're working in the pelvic floor. And then roll to the front of the sit bones. And then roll back of the sit bones. You want to be on the front. So roll to the front. Maybe you need to keep your hands behind you to stay on the front of the sit bones. Otherwise, bring your hands forward and walk forward. Gently opening the inner thighs. Push out through the inner heels, pulling your toes back. Now, focus in the pubic bone. Squeeze and release the front of the pelvic floor. These are the urinary muscles. See if you can relax any tension around the genitals. This will allow the adductor muscles, the thigh adductors, to relax. And release. Lie down on your back. Now, the shoulder stand. Bring your legs together. If you have lotus, you can practice shoulder stand with the lotus. Go ahead and do lotus. Otherwise, bring your feet together and your palms down by your side. Press your hands down and raise your legs and hips. Walk your hands up your back so that your hips come over your shoulders. It's important to keep the throat and neck relaxed. Walk your shoulders under you. There should be no weight on the back of your neck. So get your shoulders under your spine. Take a few breaths to relax. Relax the organs. And then find stillness. Close your eyes and focus in the base of the throat. The breath here becomes subtle. So towards the end of the practice, you can begin to affect the deeper, more subtle energies of the body. Allow the breath to be completely silent, so not even you can hear your breath. Feel the organs sliding up into the rib cage, relaxing the abdomen. Naturally deepening the exhale. In yoga, we move energy through the channels of the body. And here we start to bring the energy subtly into the central channel. You can imagine the midline of the body running straight through the spine, spinal cord, heart and throat, in the center of the brain. Now the plow. Here you can bring your feet to the floor or your knees to your forehead, slightly rounding the back. If you're more flexible, separate your knees and bring your knees to your ears. Or if you have lotus, you can keep the lotus for embryo. Now, move the breath into the back of the heart, the kidneys. The front of the rib cage compresses and the diaphragm is naturally stretched upward, drawing senses inward. Slowly release, rolling down the spine with control. We're going to move directly into the wheel pose. If you don't want to do the wheel, you could also do bridge or fish. For the wheel pose, bring your heels by your sit bones and your hands by your ears. Point your fingers towards your feet. Press up halfway and come to the top of your head, or go all the way up. Once you get adjusted, press your arms straight and gently open the front of the body. You don't have to go deep, but think of the organs in the abdomen. Think of the lungs, the heart, and the chest. The front of the spinal cord, the front of the spine, and the breath. Now release, lie down, and bring your knees into your chest. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Take a few deep breaths down into the lower abdomen, and then begin to rock forward and backward, and come up to a seated position. Now, stand on your knees, and we'll practice a few variations of Camel. So you'll stand on your knees with your toes pointing directly backward. We're going to work first on the level of the stomach channel. Just by pushing your hips forward, bring your hands to your lower back, lift your chest, release your head back, and reach for your heels. If that's too difficult, you can turn your toes under. Push your hips forward and grab your heels like that. Or you can just keep your hands on your lower back. In this posture, you're opening the whole front body, the front of the spine, the organs, front of the hips, chest, and shoulders. Take some breaths into the top of the chest. And release. Bring your hands to your lower back. Lift your chest and sit down on your heels. Now, bring your hands to your knees, close your eyes, and focus deep inside the chest. Feel the heartbeat. Again, Camel. Come up to your knees. We'll do a different variation here. This is to strengthen the thighs. So when you're working with the front body, which is stomach channel, opening the digestive tract, you really need to strengthen the thighs. You're going to use the tops of the feet pressing hard down into the floor here. Press your feet down into the floor, push your hips forward. And then you can either have your hands on your hips, your thighs, your knees, or your ankles. We're going to drop back. I'll show you with my hands on my hips. Pressing the feet into the floor, just lean back and then forward. Make small movements like this. Never raising your head. Go ahead. Until you can lower to the floor all the way. If you start out with really small movements, then soon you'll be able to go all the way down. Good. Do that about 5 times and then sit down on your heels and relax. Place your hands on your knees, close your eyes and focus in chest, deep in the heart. Last variation, come up on your knees again. So you could do the regular camel again, but if you want to work on the full camel, we'll bring our arms into the same position that we've done before, the small intestine stretch, opening the back of the heart. You want to get your elbows behind your head, push your hips forward, and do the same thing, just bending the knees. Try to lean back, stretch back until your hands come to your feet. If you're more flexible, you can reach your arms in Kali Mudra, stretch up, push the hips forward, and reach back towards the floor, and then walk your hands to your feet. So when you involve the arms and shoulders, if you involve the arms and shoulders in the backward bending postures, then you're accessing the heart, the chest and the heart. Think of the scapula and the armpits, and then you can open the thoracic spine and the energy of the heart. And that's what we're trying to do in yoga, ultimately. Release and sit down on your heels. This time, bring your hands into your armpits, cross your elbows, forearms over your chest. It's going to stimulate the armpits and the heart channel. Again, close your eyes and focus deep in the center of the chest. See if you can find your own pulse, your own heartbeat. Self-dwelling deep inside the center of the chest and the right side of the heart. And release. Stretch your right leg out and bring your left foot to your inner thigh for Janusharsasana. We're going to do these quickly. So turn to face the left. Your knee can be bent and fold forward. Stretch forward. Pull, stretch. Finishing the practice by stimulating the pelvic floor. Release, come up. Switch your legs quickly. And turn to face the left. Fold forward, pull, and stretch forward. Release. Switch again, extending the right leg. Lift your seat and sit on your heel. Feel the pressure of the heel between the sit bones and the pelvic floor. Turn to the right and fold forward. Pull and stretch. And release. Switch legs. Lift your seat, sit down on the right heel. Heel pressing right between the sit bones. Turn to the left, fold forward, pull, stretch. Release. Last posture for the pelvic floor, starting by stretching the soles of the feet, the plantar fascia. Sit on your heels with your toes turned under. Sometimes this is too much and you can just work on it gradually, put a pillow here. If you can sit down and bounce a few times and feel your sit bones connect to the heel bones, and then really allow the weight of your pelvis and your whole torso to rest down onto your heel bones. You could stay right here just stretching the plantar fascia, or separate your knees a little bit. Keep your heels together under your sit bones. Your toes come apart. And then we're going to shift over to the left heel, extending the right out. So I'm sitting down on my left sit bone, left heel. Left heel is pressing up in between the two sit bones. Very powerful posture. Ideally, your left knee will be on the floor. Don't strain your knee at all. But if you feel some tenderness in your foot or the pelvic floor, usually that's okay. Now, squeeze and release the pelvic floor about 5 times. Contract hard. If you don't know where the pelvic floor is, you can squeeze the anus. Or you can just squeeze and isolate the center of the pelvic floor. Feel the pressure of the contraction against the heel. And then release. Switch sides. Sitting on the right heel pressing between the sit bones, extend the left leg out. Right knee to the floor, rest the weight of your body down on the heel. Squeeze and release the pelvic floor. Notice if there's a difference between the left and right sides. This is the root of the spine, the root of many of the imbalances that happen in the whole spine, the shoulders, and even in the organs. This is the root of the spiritual energy as well, where the Kundalini, the Shakti lies dormant. And release. Let's finish the practice with a simple spinal twist. Crossing the right foot over the left knee. Sit up tall and twist to the right. Release. Switch your legs. And twist to the left. Long spine, wide open chest. And release. Now, lie down. Shavasana. Relax the whole body for the next few minutes. Release, relax, and rest like sleep. Keep the mind alert and awake, observing as the body rests. Relax the whole left arm, hand, shoulder. Left arm heavy, sinking down. The left foot relaxed. Left leg, thigh, and hip. Now the right hand, arm, and shoulder. Completely relaxed. Heavy. The right foot, leg, thigh, and hip. Use the mind to release all tension, healing the body. Everything perfect. The whole pelvis relaxed, heavy. The lower back, middle back, and upper back sinking down into the floor, heavier, totally relaxed. No movement. The neck, head, scalp, and face relaxed. The throat, the chest, relaxed. Deeply healed everything. The abdomen relaxed. Now, going deeper into the organs. Relax the genitals. Intestines. The right kidney in the lower back. Healing. The left kidney. The liver on the right side. Relax. the stomach on the left side. The right lung. Totally free. The left lung. Deep in the center of the chest, resting in the heart. Now, very slowly, begin to awaken the body. Gently moving and stretching in any way you like. Roll to one side. And without disturbing the body too much, come up to a seated position. We dedicate the practice to all beings in all places. May we develop a strong desire to be of service, an unconditional, compassionate attitude. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino